What if the reason your cat feels far away from you is something you do every single day without realizing it? Most cat owners think distance means their cat is just independent, but that's not always the truth. By the end of this video, you're going to find out exactly what's been building a quiet wall between you and your cat, and more importantly, how to tear it back down. Number 1. Forcing affection when your cat isn't ready. You come home after a long day, you spot your cat across the room, and all you want to do is pick them up and hold them close. It feels loving. It feels natural. But here's what's actually happening on your cat's side of that moment. Cats are not wired like us. They don't experience a hug the way we intend it. When you pick up a cat that didn't choose to come to you, their body reads it as a loss of control, and for a cat, losing control feels genuinely threatening. A study published in the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science found that cats show significantly lower stress levels when they are the ones who initiate physical contact. The moment you force it, even with love, their nervous system quietly files you under. Unsafe. Over time, that feeling stacks. Your cat starts avoiding the spots you usually sit. They leave the room a little earlier. They stop choosing you, not because they don't love you, but because being near you has started to feel unpredictable. The fix is simple, but it requires patience. Let your cat come to you first. Extend one finger low toward them and wait. If they sniff it or rub against it, that is your green light. If they don't, just let them be. That moment of respect will do more for your bond than any forced cuddle ever could. Number 2. Maintaining eye contact for too long. Think about the last time you looked at your cat from across the room and they looked back, and then slowly blinked and looked away. You probably thought nothing of it. But your cat was actually trying to communicate something important, and if you didn't respond the right way, you may have accidentally signaled something you never meant to. In cat language, a direct unblinking stare is not warmth, it is a challenge. It's the same signal cats use when they're sizing up a threat. Research from the University of Sussex found that slow blinking between cats and their owners actually increases affiliative behavior, meaning it genuinely strengthens the bond. But the key word is slow blinking, not staring. When you hold eye contact with your cat without blinking and they look away, they are not being rude. They are de-escalating. They are choosing peace. But if this happens enough times without you ever returning that slow blink, your cat begins to read your gaze as tense energy, and they start avoiding your gaze altogether, which looks exactly like distance. Next time your cat looks at you, try this. Soften your eyes, blink slowly, and look slightly away. Do it like you mean it. You will be shocked at how quickly they soften right back. Number 3. Loud noises and unpredictable energy at home. You don't have to be an angry person to stress your cat out. You just have to be unpredictable. Cats build their sense of safety around one thing above everything else: routine and calm. Their hearing is roughly 4 times more sensitive than ours, which means the volume of a normal argument, a sudden burst of laughter, a slammed door, or even a loud phone call registers to them the way a sudden alarm would register to us. It doesn't just startle them in the moment, it lingers. A study in the journal PLOS One identified noise and household tension as one of the top environmental stressors contributing to what researchers call emotional withdrawal in domestic cats. These are cats that slowly stop engaging. They eat alone, sleep in hidden spots, and stop seeking their owner's company. From the outside, it looks like the cat is being aloof, but inside, the cat has simply learned that the shared space doesn't feel safe enough to be present in. If your home has been loud lately, even for good reasons, even with happy chaos, try carving out 30 minutes of genuine quiet in the evening. Sit on the floor. No phone, no TV. Just be still. You will likely find your cat drifting closer to you within minutes, because calm is the language they trust most. And hey, if this is already changing the way you see your cat, hit like and subscribe to Cat's Curio. It helps us reach more cat owners who actually want to understand what their cat is trying to tell them. Number 4. Punishing or scolding them. Here is something most cat owners don't fully understand. Cats do not process punishment the way we think they do. When your cat knocks something off the counter and you raise your voice, or tap their nose, or spray water at them, They don't connect your reaction to what they just did. Their brain simply doesn't make that link the way a dog's might. What they do register, very clearly, is that you became a source of something frightening. And the next time they're near you, some part of them remembers that feeling. Dr. John Bradshaw, an anthrozoologist and author of Cat Sense, has written extensively about how aversive training methods damage the trust bond between cats and their owners far more than most people realize, often without the owner ever knowing it happened. The cat doesn't hold a grudge, but they do hold a memory. And that memory slowly reshapes how close they're willing to get. If your cat is doing something you don't want them to do, redirect instead of react. Move them gently. Offer an alternative. Reward what you want to see more of. Punishment teaches your cat to be cautious around you, but patience teaches them that you are safe. Number 5. Inconsistent daily routine. Your cat knows your schedule better than you think. They know what time you usually wake up. They know when the food bowl gets filled. They know which part of the evening you usually sit down. Cats are creatures of rhythm, and that rhythm is not just comfort for them. It is how they measure whether the world is stable and safe. Research published in Applied Animal Cognition showed that cats display notably higher anxiety behaviors when their feeding and interaction schedules become irregular. Behaviors that include hiding, reduced grooming, and decreased interest in social contact. In simple terms, when your routine falls apart, your cat quietly starts to withdraw. This is an easy one to fix without overhauling your life. Pick 2 anchor points in your day: morning feeding and an evening interaction, and keep them consistent. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be predictable enough that your cat can count on it. That reliability alone will make them feel more secure around you. Number 6. Skipping playtime for too long. This one gets overlooked more than almost anything else, and it quietly does a lot of damage. Play is not just entertainment for your cat. It is how they release pent-up energy, process stress, and most importantly, it is one of the primary ways they form and maintain bonds. When play disappears from the relationship, something shifts. Your cat doesn't stop needing that outlet, they just stop expecting it from you. And when they stop expecting things from you, they stop seeking you out. A 2019 study from the University of Edinburgh found that cats who engaged in regular interactive play sessions with their owners showed significantly higher social bonding behaviors compared to cats who were given only solo toys. The difference wasn't just behavioral. It was in how much those cats chose to be near their owners during non-play time too. Even 5 minutes a day with a wand toy or a simple crinkle ball can completely change the dynamic. The goal isn't to exhaust them. It's to make them feel like you are part of their world, not just a person who fills their bowl. Because once you become the source of joy for your cat, distance stops being an option they want. Number 7. Not respecting their safe spaces. Every cat has a spot that is theirs. A corner behind the couch. A shelf no one else uses. A box they claimed 3 years ago that you still haven't thrown out. These spaces are not random. They are deeply important. When a cat retreats to their safe space, it means they are regulating. They are processing something: overstimulation, anxiety, uncertainty, or simply the need to feel in control of something small. When we follow them there, pet them there, or worse, move or remove those spaces, we are taking away the one place they had that felt entirely theirs. A study in the journal Physiology and Behavior found that cats with access to consistent hiding and retreat spaces showed measurably lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone, compared to cats without them. Lower stress means a more open, trusting, affectionate cat. But the moment that safe space is violated, even once, the cat's baseline anxiety quietly rises. Respect the space. If your cat goes there, let them come back on their own terms. The fact that they have a place they can retreat to, and that you honor it, actually makes them more likely to come find you when they're ready. Remember at the beginning when I said there's a wall building between you and your cat, and that you're building it without knowing? Here's the truth that sits underneath all 7 of these habits. Your cat isn't pulling away because they don't love you. They are pulling away because something in the environment, something in the interaction, started to feel like too much. And cats, unlike us, don't argue or complain or ask for space. They just quietly create it. But the beautiful thing about cats is that they don't close doors permanently. They leave them open, just barely. And every small act of respect you offer them is another reason for them to nudge that door open a little wider. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be worth trusting. And after today, you already have a head start.